This is the 9th audio in this series. Material supporting the Elizabeth McSweeney Fibromyalgia Road to Recovery ebook series. Hello! As usual, I'm going to start this session with some gratitudes. No matter what kind of day you're having today, I want you to spend this moment to think of one thing in your day that you can feel grateful for. Maybe one tiny thing that for one tiny moment helped you to smile, helped you to forget that you have fibromyalgia. I'm going to start with this gratitude. Thank you so much for joining me again. And now we're on a roll. This is the 9th audio in the series, supporting the books that I wrote under the pen name Elizabeth McSweeney. They're called Fibromyalgia Road to Recovery. And this is the 2nd audio in this series that supports volume 5 of the ebooks. I wrote these books 10 years ago following my recovery from fibromyalgia, so these audios have been a long time coming. And links to all 5 of the books that are available on Amazon are posted below. The books contain loads of research that is cited and referenced from medical papers about fibromyalgia and about things you can do to support not just symptom management but your actual recovery. And they also include top tips and real life stories from 35 other people who have fibromyalgia and people who have recovered. So today again we're talking about the 7 healing principles that supported me in my journey of recovery from fibromyalgia. Now, I've noticed that the average listen time to these audios is just a few minutes, so I'm going to try and hold your attention a little bit longer today and entice you to listen through and stay with me, because I have the best top tip to help you sleep ever. Best top tips for a good night's sleep, and that will be revealed in just over 10 minutes time, so please bear with me. Before I recovered, I was ill for 12 years. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia for 7 of those, and I was so disabled by the condition that I had a blue badge. Here in the UK, that's a disabled person's transport badge, and I received disability living allowance and personal support allowance for 3 of those years. Now, 10 years ago, I was 44 years old, and now, a decade later, I have been medication-free, symptom-free and fibromyalgia-free for 10 years, so I know that recovery is possible. In this audio session, I'm going to talk about the 2nd key to recovery, and I've mentioned it before throughout these books and throughout these audios. The 2nd healing principle, and that is the healing the insomnia or sleep disturbance and pain cycle. So the links between sleep disturbance, insomnia and pain are intrinsic to the illness, and cracking them, healing them, recovering from them is a key to recovery. Everyone who suffers from fibromyalgia suffers from sleep disturbance, which includes insomnia, problems getting to sleep because of, for example, restless legs or chronic pain, or because you have felt so exhausted during the day that you haven't been able to physically wear yourself out to get a good night's sleep. It's a vicious cycle. And of all the pharmaceutical drugs you may be taking, if you need to stick with knockout sleeping tablets, don't feel guilty, because you really need a good night's sleep. But it is worth mentioning here that some of the drugs your doctor may have prescribed may actually be keeping you awake or preventing you from sleeping properly. That includes some antidepressants and some painkillers such as opioids, and a lot of very commonly prescribed drugs for the condition of fibromyalgia. Now, I know it's difficult to get to sleep when you're in pain, but when the time is right and you really are determined that you to take this path of recovery, you will need to absolutely focus on avoiding anything and everything that may be hampering your body's natural ability to sleep deeply, and that includes avoiding prescribed drugs that may be harming your deep sleep cycles, and also avoiding things like self-medication, which includes caffeine and alcohol. And if you're determined to recover from fibromyalgia, you need to be disciplined, strict and focused. Not harsh, lots of loving care, but disciplined, strict and focused, and uncompromising in your path. While you sleep, you absorb alkalizing minerals and eliminate excess acids. We've already discussed that fibromyalgia condition, it's an acidic condition even on a cellular level, but people with fibromyalgia find it difficult to sleep. So while you sleep, you absorb alkalizing minerals and you eliminate excess acids. But if you find it difficult to sleep, and instead people with fibromyalgia suffer from uncomfortable pain and restless legs and nighttime anxieties. That's probably related to the traumas. We've discussed the relationship between trauma and fibromyalgia in earlier audios and throughout the books. Deep sleep is a natural antidote to pain and fatigue. Your body is amazing. It can repair itself while sleeping. During deep sleep, your body absorbs alkalizing minerals, eliminates excess acids, as I've said before. It produces crucial antibodies and natural opioids, painkillers. It repairs damage and it restores equilibrium and holistic balance. Insomnia prevents this natural healing from taking place. Sleep disturbance and lack of REM deep sleep prevents this natural healing from taking place. So fibromyalgia is not an inability to heal, it's just that your body can't get the right deep sleep in order to heal. And this leads to functional physiological disturbances and exhaustion, and this causes muscle tenderness, pain and fatigue, which in turn causes inability to sleep. And so the cycle goes on. Pain and insomnia are a vicious cycle. Widespread pain and tenderness leads to physical symptoms like muscle fatigue and restless leg syndrome, which lead to anxiety and the inability to get REM deep sleep and the inability to sleep peacefully. Then, oh my God, waking up in the night lead to an inability to heal, which then leads to functional disturbances, which lead to more widespread pain and tenderness. And so this vicious cycle continues. Fibromyalgia is this vicious cycle. People with fibromyalgia wake up each morning feeling more pain than the night before. And it is this inability of the body to heal itself during deep sleep which is one of the most important signs. And breaking this cycle is one of the most important keys to recovery. In eBook 5, I classed it as the second of the 7 healing principles. Now I know this, and you are crying out for a cure and asking just how you can break this cycle. When your body sleeps, in deep, deep healing sleep, it releases natural opioids and an uptake, a kind of hormone that's an uptake hormone. Another substance called substance P. Substance P is actually a pain stimulator. So when your body sleeps deeply, you release a kind of hormone which is an uptake of that. Research has shown that individuals with fibromyalgia have 50% less opioids and 3 times more substance P, that's pain stimulator, than other people. I describe this in more detail in chapter 4 of volume 1 of the ebooks, so the links to the books are below. This audio, we're looking at the first part of eBook 5, the 7 healing principles, but in the second part of eBook 5, it's a 5-day residential program. Now, of course, it's not possible to recover from a condition that you've had for decades in just 5 days, but the 5-day program was originally devised as a residential program, and I've looked at running rehabs in residential programs in warm countries. So if anyone can get together collaborate with me on those, that would be a really good idea. Residential, why? Why residential? Because this conquering the inability to sleep is so vital for anyone who, is taking steps to recover from fibromyalgia. The second of the 7 healing principles, this one, no secrets, just a strict regime of therapies, treatments, and de-acidifying diets. And I will say this again, I'm going to keep saying this, that everything you do during the day should be focused on the aim of getting a good night's sleep. So normally we think that getting a good night's sleep, the point of getting a good night's sleep is to help us to focus on what we want to focus on during the day. Now, in order to recover from fibromyalgia, you need to turn that on your head, and on its head, sorry, not you on its head, and everything that you do during the day, the aim of everything that you do during the day must be to help you get a good night's sleep. And you must take sleeping seriously. So everything you focus on tomorrow, drinking enough water, dehydration can stop you sleeping, eating enough nutrients. If your body thinks it's hungry, that will stop you sleeping. Doing enough exercise, getting enough air into your lungs and oxygen to your cells, fresh air, movement, a lack of all of those things can stop you sleeping. If you are cold, that will stop you sleeping. Your muscles must be warm enough to relax for deep sleep. So again, I'm going to reiterate, the key to breaking this cycle is turning on its head this notion that getting a good night's sleep is there to support everything you do during the day. We need to turn that right on its head. Everything that you do during your day, everything that you do must have the aim of supporting and facilitating a good night's sleep. Now, I remember when I had fibromyalgia, I had to leave 4-inch feather down mattresses underneath me, 2 duvets to make sure I was warm enough to sleep, hot water bottles, wheat bags, lavender pillows, anything. CBD patches, I think we might be producing some of those soon, or ointments or balms. Look out for our Art of Cannabis products on Amazon and our Lotus Natural Healing websites and Green Lotus Canna products, all going to be available soon. Good quality lavender oils and chamomiles and frankincense oils. I used all of these things and they can all help you to sleep. But I will be giving you one of the best top tips ever to help you sleep at the end of this video, or maybe in about 5 minutes time in this audio. And this top tip's only going to cost you a few pence or a few cents, less than $1 or £1. It really is the best top tip ever. I still believe the clinical residential fibromyalgia road to recovery rehab course is a really excellent idea. So yeah, if you want to help collaborate with that, that would be great, because breaking this insomnia pain cycle is crucial to recovery, and it helps to have all the support you need to work towards getting a good night's sleep. Now, having used pharmaceutical drugs for insomnia, when I suffered from fibromyalgia, I found that they did not help me to break this insomnia pain cycle. They just made me feel drowsy. In fact, along with other people that wrote to me when I was doing the research for these books, I found prescribed sleeping medication just left me drowsy and unable to focus the following day and did not help me to feel refreshed at all. Also, I was prescribed buprenorphine, so it's one of the morphines, and morphines and opiates can really interrupt natural sleep patterns. Now, I agree with a statement by Dr. Roth that I popped in my books, and his suggestion, and this is the quote: the administration of opiates to alleviate pain may turn out to be counterproductive, as those medications are REM suppressants, and loss of REM sleep increases pain sensitivity. So I'm going to actually read that again. the administration of opiates to alleviate pain may turn out to be counterproductive, as those medications are REM suppressants, and the loss of REM sleep increases pain sensitivity. That comes from some medical research published in 2005, jolly long time ago, called The Impact of Disturbed Sleep on Pain by Dr. Roth. Decades ago, when I worked as a therapist for the Luton Industrial Drug Helpline, one of my clients was a policewoman. She was a single mother who had been appointed to the child abuse team consistently for over 3 years. At this time, I think that was against the protocol of the HR department. Because of the stressful nature of the work involved, she hadn't slept for over 3 years, and not surprisingly, she hadn't slept properly for all of that time. And when I gave her a healing massage, deep healing massage with frankincense oil, she slept continually for nearly 36 hours and missing a shift. But after that massive deep sleep, her sleep pattern, her body clock reset itself, which is another proof that our body has this innate healing ability, right? And also that when your body clock can reset itself, and if you can have this deep healing sleep, you can do this 180-degree turn in your journey through fibromyalgia and look towards recovery. Anecdotal experiences like this are another reason that my Road to Recovery program took the form of a residential. So I think that's really important. And in audio 2 of this series, the YouTube audio supporting ebook 2 in this series, it's all about sleep, and it begins very quietly and it leads into a yoga nidra sleep meditation. It's a good idea to use headphones listening to that one in order to get the most out of it. And if anyone listening can help me by composing binaural beats or subliminal relaxation music specifically to go with that, I'd love to hear from you, so we can make a really, really, really relaxing yoga nidra sleep meditation audio to really, really, really help support the deep healing sleep level that people with fibromyalgia really, really, really need. Correcting my sleep pattern was crucial to my own recovery, and I did this using natural remedies such as taking homeopathic arnica at bedtime instead of pharmaceutical medications, although my knockout sleeping tablets that were given me by my doctor were the last pharmaceutical tablets to disappear from my medicines cabinet. So here it is, the best top tip ever. If you haven't read it already, please go and find the book called Your Body's Many Cries for Water by Dr. Batman Jalij. He explains in great detail how many symptoms, including pain, inflammation, and sleep disturbances, are signs of cellular dehydration on a cellular level. Now, Dr. Backman-Jelly's recommendation for drinking a glass of water, followed by putting a pinch of sea salt under your tongue, so sublingually under your tongue, as a cure for insomnia, turned around the trajectory of my journey through fibromyalgia 180 degrees. I used this technique instead of using sleeping tablets. Just one flake of good quality sea salt will do, and I can verify that this works. It is important that you drink a whole glass of water beforehand, and that you use a high quality sea salt flake that has a good balance of potassium and sodium, as this can also help pacify those restless legs, that restless leg syndrome. Dr. B, who's written prolifically about the many disease symptoms of dehydration, observed that this induced sleep in his clients or patients within minutes, and I concur it can. In his book, he explained, and I quote, "This combination alters the rate of electrical discharge in the brain and induces sleep." So that comes out of the book Your Body Many Cries for Water by Dr. Batman Jalij. please go and try it tonight and leave a message for me below or on Twitter so we can help support and track your progress. And I promise that as you begin to recover from fibromyalgia, your sleep will naturally improve. And I also promise that as you heal your insomnia and your sleep disturbance, the pain and suffering from fibromyalgia will begin naturally to heal. Symptoms will naturally take a healing path, but first you need to activate this key, this healing process, this, the second of my 7 healing principles. Now, if you wake up in the night, just follow the protocol again. To reiterate, everything, and I mean every single thing you do during the day, should be focused on the sole purpose of supporting you to have a full night's sleep, deep, deep healing sleep. If you are serious about recovering from fibromyalgia, instead of thinking that you need to sleep at night to support your daytime activities, you must turn that on its head and think that everything you do during the day must have the aim of helping and supporting you to sleep at night. Until you recover, you must be focused on achieving a good night's sleep. Start by writing down everything you individually need to do to support a good night's natural, deep, deep healing sleep. Enough fresh air during the day, as much exercise as you possibly can, deep breathing, get that oxygen into your system, stretching, relaxing, gratitudes, nutrients. When your brain is lacking nutrients, it will stay awake and stay alert. Remember, ebook volume 5 and YouTube audio 5 in this series, ebook volume 2 and YouTube audio 5 in this series is all about those crucial vitamins, minerals and nutrients that your body needs. During the day, stretch your lungs, breathe deeply, eat only deacidifying, alkalizing foods. If you are determined to recover from fibromyalgia, you really must adhere to these regimes strictly until you do. Make sure your bedroom is dark, all electronics are switched off, make sure you are warm and your muscles are warm, use lavender, take arnica. I used to find that earplugs and a blindfold and a very dark room was needed. Make sure you are not dehydrated. Drink as much water as you possibly can during the day, and before you go to bed, drink that glass of water and place that flake of high quality sea salt sublingually under your tongue. That perfect mix of potassium and sodium, that those electrolytes that will relax your brain. And I promise you, you will be asleep in less than 20 minutes.